everyone. Welcome to AT&T Uverse Sports, where we bring you the exciting world of sports happening right here on AT&T Uverse. I'm ROSSI MORREALE. You remember Jake the Snake Plummer, right? Just a few years ago, he was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Jake decided to leave the game on his own terms. He passed on the multi-million-dollar contract, retired, and went back home to play the game he had loved as a kid, the game he grew up playing with his brothers and his father, handball. So, let's head to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, meet up with Jake, and find out a little bit more about the sport he loves.
I'm Jake Plummer. We're here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. We're on our 4th year of running the Plummer family Hell of a Handball Bash. And we're at the Peak Health and Wellness Center. The beautiful part of this tournament this year is the WPH Race for 8 is added to it. It's a pro stop. We got 15 of the best players in the world right here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, playing some mean handball.
Jake was quarterback at Arizona State, and he was drafted by the Arizona Cardinals and played there 6 years, and then went to Denver Broncos and was starting quarterback there for 4 years.
He was a Heisman contender. I think he should have won it. Was less than 2 minutes from winning the national championship. He was Jake, the Snake.
Once he hung up the cleats, he had told me, I want to get into playing handball. You guys are playing these tournaments, and I've been missing out on that. And so he invited me down to the Denver Athletic Club, and just before we took the court, he announced his retirement in front of a throng of Denver media.
Football never was what defined me and as a person. I always knew that one day that I'd have to walk away from a game that I love.
The World Players of Handball is an organization that is trying to grow the sport of handball through innovation. This is the WPH Race for 8 stop #1. This is the kickoff of the Pro Tour season that will last until June of next year.
He's going to dive in with one leg, gets back up again, and there it is. Nadia Alvarado advances.
It's also unique because Jake Plummer, former NFL quarterback, is hosting this event. He's also a top player himself. We call it the Plummer Family Hell of a Handball Bash, and the WPH has always just kind of been in sync with what Jake's philosophy is, and that is to put pro players and junior players on the court at the same time.
You get a chance to beat up on your idol.
It was a great chance for him to bring some of what he considered his idols and to watch them play.
Yeah, that was a great break for handball when he quit football, because the whole national media is asking why he stopped in his prime. And only he knows all the reasons, but he kept stressing handball. He said, I want to get out there and play some more handball. I love handball. And all these people going, handball?
Handball was Jake's love. He played football, but he loved handball. And so he loves to hang out with these guys, and he thinks that, they're the top athlete in their sport, and, he would like them to have a little more notoriety than they do.
We have a lot of friends up here that help, and, it's an old school event. I wanted it to be like the tournaments back in the 70s and 80s when I was just a little kid running around. I wanted to have a tourney where people came and had a bash.
Jake went from an NFL quarterback being noted in the media multiple times daily to a handball player.
When I come off the handball court, there's no one there to say, well, you should have shot it over there, or you should have gone to the ceiling, or why didn't you serve down this side? It's like, it's me, it's no one else. I don't have to answer any critics. As I walk out of the court, I leave it in there and go get a cold beer, and everything's good.
Like most, our dad introduced us. Just when we were young, that was the only sport he really played. So we used to go as kids to his tournament.
Most everybody you meet, you talk to, it's their father played, pass it on to them.
I started playing in about 1970. Won the C State tournament, and then the next year I won the B, and then about 2 years later I won the Idaho State Championship in 1976.
My dad would play against Eric and Brett, and I've just lived to roll one out and be able to hang with my brothers and my dad. It's a great game because as years have gone, I was the whipping boy, and I've slowly gotten able to at least compete with my brothers. Still can't beat them. Really, it's always just been about having a good time.
a great group of people, and they come from every walk of life and every profession, and they have one thing in common, and that's that they love to play handball.
Jake Plummer and his family, they do all the food, they have people sleeping at their house.
I think part of the fun and the camaraderie of the tournament is the family atmosphere. There's little kids running around, there's professional athletes.
Let's go get a ref, you ready?
So far as Jake Plummer, whenever we come over here, the Irish guys come over, we see him as a handballer. We don't know he's an NFL quarterback. You know, he's put us up in his lake house. In fact, he had us round for dinner last night. You know, all the handball guys, you know, so, you know, he's just one of the guys.
Jake has done so much for handball, and hopefully, you know, he keeps going.
They put on one of the best tournaments, and it's all family ran. And it's not as if Jake is having them do all the work. Jake is the one carrying the water jugs and asking guys for towels, pulling out chairs. I mean, Jake is just, he's not using his celebrity for anything other than trying to continue to grow the sport. Well, anything you need, man, let me know.
Every time I come up here, it's like, Mom, I'm home. They have embraced me into their family. They're so friendly and nice. You just think like, man, I'm moving to Idaho. They are the best people I've ever met.
Jake Plummer is a unique guy. He wants to give back, but he also has great family values. This is his time to give back. That's part of his legacy in handball.
He is beautiful to watch. I always wanted to try to look like that when I hit the ball, but he definitely is one of the greatest to ever play.
Hey everyone, welcome back to AT&T UVerse Sports. I'm Rossi Morrielli. Today, we're taking a look at former NFL quarterback Jake Plummer and his Plummer family Hell of a Handball Bash, the annual event that draws all the top professional handball players to Northern Idaho for some intense competition. So, let's go check in and meet some of the pros and see how this year's bash is going down.
We got 8 guaranteed top pros here that are set to play tomorrow. So the qualifier today is 16 other players play down to 4 separate brackets. They all play down to where there's 4 qualifiers. These young guys are playing because they might not expect to win, but they're hoping they can come in here and, you never know, pull an upset or at least get a chance to play some of the best players in the world.
You know, open players that have a dream to play against some of these guys. And this tournament opens that up.
It's a great opportunity because these guys are obviously at another level, and you know, you get a chance to step in there, and next thing you know, you're playing at a higher level than you ever normally play at.
Had me 16 up, and I'm the number 2 seed. He's the second to last, so this was a big upset in the making, but I got lucky at the end.
That is pretty unique. Not a lot of sports can you get a chance to mix competitively with the elite in the sport.
I can't wait to go back to the drawing board Monday at 3 o'clock and try some shots that I've seen today, so.
It's a mano-a-mano type sport, but deep down, you are your own competitor. And that's what drives me to continue to play and promote the sport.
The server has 2 serves to get it over the short line. First serve is short, then he has the second serve to use. The return server has to return the ball before it bounces twice.
You can hit the ceiling first, you can hit the sidewall first, or you can hit the front wall first, as long as the ball hits the front wall at some point during the rally. The serve is the only shot where you're required to hit the front wall first. So a great shot in handball is to hit it as low as you can.
A kill shot is when the ball is striked so low in the front wall that nobody can really pick it up because it bounces, you know, too fast. There's also a rollout when the ball catches like the perfect spot in the wall and it just rolls out. It doesn't even bounce.
My dad is considered the Michael Jordan of the sport. His name is Nadia Alvarado Sr., but he was nicknamed El Gato, which stands for the cat, because he was so quick.
He won 11 national championships in 19 years. He was in the finals of at least 6 more of those, just dominated the sport.
He's just sitting in the throne. Nobody has more titles than him.
He's beautiful to watch. I always wanted to try to look like that when I hit the ball, but he definitely is one of the greatest to ever play.
As soon as I saw my father play one time, I said, this is it. This is what I want to do. I was 15 years old at that time. My son, who is a pretty good athlete, I never pushed him into handball. I wanted him real bad to play because he's got a great potential in the game.
His name is El Tigre because his father's name was El Gato. But Junior, as I call him, has been a top pro player since he was 17. He's been basically ranked number 2 or 3 for the last 20 years.
I just try to make sure the name shines. It meant the world to him. That's the weak spot. That's the weak spot.
Now he's getting ready for the Jake Plummer tournament, which is the beginning of the race for 8.
Now it's kind of like the foundation building time. You know, proper diet, proper training, and then proper recovery after training and working out. I'm here at Spring Valley Country Club, about to get a workout in before the Plummer event.
He's, without any doubt, the best player out there on conditioning. For his age, he's outlasting all the younger players, so he's in excellent shape.
You have to visualize the aspect of the game, and that's what the mental part is.
In the past, he has trained very hard, but never having any fun. And then this time, he's really enjoying the training, and it's something nice to see. And probably he'll do well by just approaching the game this way.
There are a lot of real interesting people that play this game.
There is some quirkiness in there, and there are some characters. In fact, we have a saying back in Kansas City, you really can't be a handball player unless you're weird.
Hey, can I do my handball rap? Okay, wait. The handball rap, the handball rap. Everybody clap for the handball rap. We got some hard hitters. They're in the Masters. If they hit it any harder, they'd be knocking off plaster. Let's see. Wait, well, I forgot some of the other lines.
The camaraderie in the sport is unbelievable.
I live in Juarez, so every day I have to cross over. Where I'm from, there is desert, so it's like real different for me.
He's here illegally from Mexico. He's here illegally from Mexico.
John Baika actually is the person that beat me before I retired.
Officially, I took his #1 ranking, and then I married his daughter.
So he took my daughter and my title away. I still love him. Because he gave me 2 beautiful grandchildren.
It's really just a feeling that you left home, but you really didn't.
It's only Friday night, and we've seen some great handball, so what can you ask for?
Kind of try to dictate the pace, not play his pace, because his pace is much faster than mine.
You know, he has one of the best serves in the game, so he's always a tough competitor.
Hey, welcome back to AT&T UVerse Sports. I'm Rossi Morrielli. Now, this year's Plummer Family Hell of a Handball Bash is coming down to the wire. And with some of the best players in the world competing, the action is getting intense. So let's head back to the courts and see how it all plays out.
We're fortunate here this weekend because we have the top players in the world all under one roof.
And the final tonight between Moreno and Alvarado, it's tight. I love them both, but I'm gonna have to go with Alvarado in close tiebreaker. 11-10.
You know, I want to win it. You know, that's what I came here for. Just one more step to go, and hopefully I can pull it out.
You know, I'm 38 years old now, and so I'm spotting these guys 10, 14 years.
I'm excited to see this final match. It's going to be a good one.
Kind of try to dictate the pace, not play his pace, because his pace is much faster than mine.
Luis is going to win one close game and one game that's not so close.
I just think Nadi's going to win.
You know, he has one of the best serves in the game, if not the best serve, so he's always a tough competitor.
I had to pick, I'd probably say Luis in 3 games.
I guess my dad's motto was always let the other guys do the talking and you do with your hands. So that's my motto, and I stick to that.
And welcome back to the race for 8 men's final between Nate Alvarado and Luis Moreno, Dave. And this place is absolutely packed. What do we have to expect for this matchup tonight?
Luis Moreno, Dave, I think the favorite, despite never having beaten Nate Alvarado Jr. in 4 walls.
Get this underway.
Quiet. Feel sort of the energy and the electricity here in the building.
Clear ball. And here we go. 0 serve 0. Nate Alvarado serving. Oh, nice shot right there from Nadi Alvarado. 5 serves 3.
Luis takes care of it. A beautiful second serve ace, and that ball just dies. Luis Moreno looks like he has a renewed dedication to the game. Looks like he really wants to win. Look at that serve. That's the best serve, Dave, that we've seen all week.
Boy, that ball is squirrely out there. Unbelievable.
Not a good shot there from Nadi.
Luis is feeling it right now. You can tell by his body language.
This makes a handball look like a Super Bowl. Nadi has to feel like every college is going against him right now. Miss hit, and that should do it. And it does.
Luis Moreno wins. This is the first time Luis Moreno has defeated Nadi Alvarado, and it's the first win of the Pro Tour season. Is Luis the natural Moreno, and he defeats Nadi Alvarado Jr. to win the first race stop of the season.
I'm pretty happy. Get to go back home with the first place trophy. You know, this was the perfect time to do it, and glad I pulled it through.
Trying not to finish that second game. We played good though, you know, he had a lot of ace serves, a lot of clutch serves to keep the momentum in his direction, so kind of tough to overcome that, and then just a little out of gas there. Tough to go home like that. It sucks.
You know, I kept missing a lot of serves or the setups that he was giving me, so I just had to make sure in my head to, you know, do what I had to do to put it away, you know, the first opportunity, and I focused on that and on my serve, and then I was able to get him tired, move him around, and, you know, it just worked out for me.
When Steve and I were very young and the kids were really little, we used to talk about how great it would be if they grew up and wanted to play handball and we could all go to tournaments. And now here we're doing it.
For him to endorse handball and promote it like he does, I think everybody's happy for that.
Continuing to be an ambassador to promote the game and instill that fire in the young kids who are out there watching. And one of those kids will play. And to me, that's my goal. We need to keep this game growing and keep it alive.
There are 75-year-old guys, and they're still playing. And I just think that's, what other sport can you do that in? You know, it is a sport you can play your entire life.
With football, you can't really play anymore after you retire from the NFL, but with handball, you can always play.
The motto should be, where do I play? Because ultimately, once you see the game, once you experience it yourself firsthand, you're addicted. You're going to be playing for the next 40 years. That's just the way it is.
I do what I feel is right for me and what makes me happy. And in turn, you know, I'm helping a lot of other people be happy. And that's what it's about. And living life, trying to live it to the fullest right now. And really, it's a great game. I have a youth league that I run up in Sandpoint with the help of some local players. And you know, I try to introduce them to a game that someday down the road, they'll get to college, see some courts, they'll get their old gloves out, and their life will change for the better forever. And, you know, they're young kids. They might play till they're 75. They might never play again, but at least I give them the opportunity to pick up a life sport that is like no other.
Well, that about does it for our look at Jake Plummer and the world of professional handball. You know, Jake's just another example of how money just can't buy you happiness. You know, walking away from an NFL contract at the height of his career may seem unusual, but for Jake, he's playing the sport that he loves with the people he cares about. And you know what? He's throwing a great party. Well, that's it for us on this episode of AT&T UVerse Sports. Till next time, I'm Rossi MORREALE. Thanks for watching.